Neither Minnesota nor St. Louis finished above the 500 mark last season. Can we expect them to turn that around this year? For now, sportsbooks have the Rams at 5.5-point favorites, which seems about right. But are they worth a bet so early in the year? The Rams had the number 2 and number 13 picks in the 2014 draft, and they reportedly made Bradford available as team officials were very high on Johnny Manziel, and mainly because Bradford had a monster cap hit of $17.6 million in 2014. One team that apparently spoke with St. Louis about Bradford was Minnesota. But as we all know, no deal was made, and the Rams passed on Manziel twice, taking Auburn offensive tackle Greg Robinson, number 2 overall, and Pittsburgh defensive tackle Aaron Donald, number 13. Donald could make the Rams' front four scary along with Chris Long, Robert Quinn, and Michael Brockers. The Vikings did get their quarterback, also passing on Manziel at number 9, but traded back up to get in the first round again for St. Louis' Teddy Bridgewater. The big question here for week 1 is whether Bridgewater will beat Matt Castle for the starting job or not. But we highly doubt it. The only way that we can see that happening is if Castle goes down for an injury. The Vikings are going to have to rely on Adrian Peterson once more, and their offense is going to have to be very heavy on him. Last year, he was held to an average of 4.5 yards per carry, and that was his second worst of his career. His 10 touchdowns tied a career low. Peterson didn't get much help from Minnesota quarterbacks in 2013. St. Louis was number 9 against the run. None of the Rams' final 7 opponents had more than 107 rushing yards as a team. 5 were held 83 or less. And if the Vikings can't rush the ball, then we doubt that they can get anything going in the game. Moving on, let's go ahead and check out that Week 15 game of the 2012 season when these teams last met. The Vikings went on to St. Louis and won that game 36-22 as they made a successful late-season wildcard push. The game was rather typical of Minnesota's season. Christian Ponder threw for only 131 yards, while Peterson carried just about the entire offensive load with 24 carries for 212 yards and an 82-yard rush touchdown. That was Peterson's 4th career 200-yard game, and he would add a 5th last year. The record in the Super Bowl era is 6 by O.J. Simpson. Bradford had one of his best statistical games, going 35 for 55 for 377 yards and 3 touchdowns that game. His 1 interception was returned for a 29-yard touchdown by the Vikings. So even though the Rams are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games, I still don't know what to expect from this team this season. The under 45.5 looks pretty interesting, considering that the under is 5-0 in the Rams' last 5 games. But there are still too many uncertainties, so I'd rather make a smart play and wait to see what both teams have to offer for this season. For SportsbookReview.com, this is Dax Floyd.